everybody. Welcome to another episode of Your Soul Wisdom. I don't know if anybody else is like me, but lately I have been hitting a brick wall with where I feel like I am or I'm going. I just feel like everything is cloudy. And so today we're going to cover the hilarious, not hilarious, when the universe is ignoring you. Okay. And it's like asking for manifestations and asking for signs. You feel like I'm trying to do the thing, but I feel like I'm not getting any guidance, any signs, any direction, anything.
You have just been ignoring it. If you are stuck in life, okay, you have a choice. You unstick yourself or you sit there and you stay where you are. Do you know which way to go? Who the fuck cares? Because any decision is the right one.
About what if though you are doing all the things that you believe that you're supposed to be doing in order to manifest, and you're looking for
Well,
evidence of
timing's
this is
not
the thing that
right.
I always say, evidence of, and it's not showing up. What does that mean?
It's all the above. It's not the simple build a bridge and get over it, Kylie.
Oh,
There is a lot
sorry.
that goes into
It's like a disconnect from reality to me. Like if I feel what you're talking about, then what I connect to is, nothing feels like it's moving, but everything is always changing. So, the flip side of it is you're requesting the most benevolent outcome. And I've noticed several times when I've requested the most benevolent outcome to things, what's happened is nothing. And I've actually accepted that that is indeed the most benevolent outcome. Ultimately, everything is happening at the pace it's supposed to be happening at. It's just me being comfortable with it or not.
I'm going to use me for the example of this. I do actually believe that I am really good at making the things that I want to happen, right?
Yes.
Manifesting. Okay. And I feel like when those ideas come in, I get this drive and I go and I make it and it pans out. You get the synchronicities, you talk to people and they're saying things that you're thinking. All those signs are very obvious and they're very consistent, and you see the needle moving you closer and closer to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish or achieve or whatever. And then there's times where you see absolutely nothing. Like it's like the universe is like, I'm on a break. And so you will get no guidance or information from me. You just kind of have to just sit still and maybe hibernate for a little. Maybe just let things be, which I'm not good at doing. But sometimes you're like I have moments where I'm like, I don't even know how to manifest. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I can't even get myself started. But then there's a bulk of my life where I'm like, oh, that's the thing I want. Okay, I'm going to go do it and get it and achieve it and accomplish it. When
There
you are
couple
pushing
of
and
things.
receiving nothing, you're like, what in the world is happening?
Sometimes the world's not ready for whatever that is yet. And so I'm also going to say sometimes you think you're ready and you're not. There might be something that needs to happen first, some sort of thing that needs to be healed, or some sort of epiphany you're meant to have, or maybe your body, your physical body just needs some downtime before things change. There's a really fine line between the will of our ego and what's coming from the soul. And sometimes it's actually not about you. Sometimes the rest of the world isn't ready for it. And sometimes it is about you because something hasn't fallen into place that you just aren't really aware of yet.
How do you reduce that pressure on yourself?
In essence, it is surrendering, but it's not giving up. It's like, putting the attention out there. This is what I want, whatever it may be. I'm going to do all the things to get there, but just because I haven't arrived doesn't mean it's a failure. It's just not there yet, or something better is coming. I just had to build that sort of resilience and learn that things don't necessarily go the way you want to. So I had to let go. Otherwise, I would literally explode with frustration.
None of us have ever been taught from birth or through lifetimes how to manifest. And so it is something that we're literally learning how to do. And it is incredibly difficult because when we're told that it's not really what you are, the universe listens to what you are feeling. Yeah. So there's all these many different ways. We can have 101 books on manifesting and everything like that. And the universe tells you that, it's responding to what you are feeling. because you can be thinking, well, I want money, but in the background of that, it's a case of, I don't have money. I don't have, where am I going to get it? I've got my bills to pay tomorrow, and it's this and this and that, and it's not going to come in time. You know what I mean? But I'm asking, and I'm putting everything out there. So where are you? You're in two places at the same time. And so the universe will respond as in like. And obviously sometimes when it brings things to you, you don't even recognize it for what it is. For many different reasons. One, because you're simply not ready, and two, because there's 101 ways of bringing what it is that you're asking for to you. And also that sometimes, just like how sometimes people can say, well, you could kind of get what you're asking for. You could be stood at the bus stop and you hear somebody say something to somebody else and you think, my goodness, that's the answer that I need. But bearing all that in mind, if you think about it, it's bloody hard. Unless we really know who we are and what it is that we can do and really trust and believe in that, then you're always going to be playing somebody else's game. I think in a way we're set up to fail.
Oh God.
I was about to say, boy,
devastating
boy,
that is.
I'm thinking I should have butted in first, because this is going in such a different direction. And really, like with what Yana was talking about, I empathize exactly. I understand what you're talking about, but what I feel like is that we get frustrated with a lack of inspiration. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the inspiration that happens that ignites that fire, that starts that flow. And a lot of us on the panel we're often going. But until we get truly inspired, that doesn't kind of happen. All of you, I know, will have this experience that when you have done the work and you have truly let go of something, I swear to God, when you get that thing, it is, and you've let it go, it is so much better than anything you imagined. And yes, it did take a decade longer to come into your life, but it's huge and it's sparkly and it's perfect and you're overwhelmed with how good it is. I know that all of you have had that experience. We've got to remember, people, that without frustration, we do absolutely freaking nothing as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know so many of us resent this whole feeling of no, but we don't understand that that's the energy building up to actually start a process.
Really figuring out who we are, what it is that we can do, realizing ourselves in being, for me, I say in being magical beings, because then that's where all your different questions will come from and how you're going to bring this about. Just like how you said, we're all very different in how we manifest. Right now, the story out there is there's one way of doing it. Do you know what I mean? So all the books are coming out like that, and everything will be like that. You've got to get yourself in the vortex. You've got to do all of this. You've got to do all that, and you've got to be in that side vortex for like 40 seconds. You've got to do all of this kind of stuff and everything like that. And it blows your mind. There's so much stress on that. Do you know what I mean? I haven't been there for 40 seconds. I came out at 29. What the fuck? I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get half of it. Do you know what I mean? Or all of that kind of stuff, or in a sense, like, I understand the original question, and I think it's a huge question, because it's not as easy as just saying, get on with doing your do. Because if you never knew how to do your do, and some of us were in our 40s and 50s before we even get to a point whereby we think, do you know what? This isn't kind of working for me. What is this all about? And how do I actually start living or being the way that I really want to be in this world? How do I start bringing things to me? How do I start raising my kids in the way that life comes with grace and ease and a lot more understanding? How do I do that? Frustration is at the end of, well, I've been doing what I was told to do. I've read all the books and I've been doing it all. I've done this, I've done that. I've got the crystal, I've lit the candle, I've dug up the earth, I'm burning bay leaves, I'm doing all kinds of things. What does it all mean?
If you do the work, okay, and what does that look like? Okay, don't come at me. Don't come at me. Okay, what does the work look like? If you feel discomfort, okay, is it me? Is it external? Okay, sit with yourself. Get comfortable with yourself. Okay, if you are fucking on, and if you are vibing high, and you are living your best life, okay, I'm not saying take drugs. Okay, I'm just saying, if you are doing something that feels good to you and is in alignment to you, you're going to raise your vibration. And the more that you raise your vibration and you live your fucking life and you have your fucking naps, okay, and you eat healthy, okay, and you do all the things that I don't do, okay, and you raise your vibration, and cut the bullshit. Just live your life and do what feels good. I'm
I
not
just
look, I'm just saying I feel a little bit about manifesting like I do about timelines.
Timelines and realities, yeah. Well,
I
it's
reject it.
interesting.
I reject
It's
it.
it's interesting because there are people, like, for example, my partner, 0% spiritual, 0%, but he's made a success out of himself, not by the affirmation, not by staying in a positive mood, not by any of those things. He just has
Living
accomplished.
his best life.
Absolutely.
we are all very different. And so what works for one may be different from another. And I just want to come back to a discussion we were having offline about visionary energy, because especially those with fives, and there may be some other numbers in our soul contract system, that you can feel or sense the future. I know things that I'm going to do. Have they manifested? No. Is it because I don't want them? No. Is it because I haven't tried? No. It's because I can feel deep within me it's not time yet. It may feel like things aren't happening the way they're meant to. And so a visionary energy, the ability to see or sense or feel into the future, can really be very difficult when the physical world has not caught up with you yet.
Hold on. Is it, the whole visionary, like, oh, I feel things that I'm going to accomplish or have or do, they just haven't come yet, but they feel so real? Is that because that's already taking place in another version of you, another timeline reality? Sorry, Kylie. Or is it just because it's not there yet?
Does it matter?
Yes, it's frustrating as fuck. It's the most frustrating thing ever.
Say like there's somebody who, for one, I mean a simple one like this, who, they're like 60 odd years old. They really want to retire. Now in this country, retirement is 67 years old. Okay. But they're done. They're really done with the workforce, and they're quite spent in that sense. They want to give their time to something else that brings them joy. But they can't retire because financially it's not possible. How do you manifest that thing that you're wanting?
I am unmuting myself for this one. So
I love it.
You go and
I'm going after Kylie.
You research locations that are within your means, and people will come visit you. That's if anything happens, right? I know. I'm sorry. Okay. If I can't afford, if something, heaven forbid, happened to my husband, who is my sugar daddy, and all my glamorous lifestyle goes away, bitch is going to be moving to a lower income area. If it's a trailer, so be it. I'll adapt to that lifestyle, but I'll be within my means, but I will be happy because I'm doing it on my own terms.
Within your means of what? If you retire, there's no income.
Yeah. No, but you would be eligible. You can't, you are not retiring with nothing. You're going to have a safety net of some sort. There's government assistance. You can sell your items. You can go on OnlyFans and do your you do you.
Yeah,
you do
but that's not what somebody wants to do, and that's not. Yeah, but that's not. But that's not living their best life.
Put yourself into that situation, and you're going to do whatever means necessary to give yourself some sort of stability.
And I have a different view with that same example, but I just wanted to ask you again in the example so that I can use it. Like this person, if they didn't have to work, what would they be doing with their time? Like, how would they want to be spending it?
They're just done. They want to just be at home. They just want to be just living their life. They don't really have anything else they want to do, but they're just done. They're just tired, and they want to be at home. Yeah. And they just can't work anymore. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't have savings and things like that, it's not that easy. And you can't just go on a disability benefit. The government's not going to help you just because you've just decided, do you know what, I'm tired. Do you know how many people would just say, do you know what? Fudge this for a laugh. I'm out. I'm tired. What I'm trying to say is that it's not as easy as just, I want more abundance or stuff like that. Sometimes it's those things. These are the blockages to people living their best life. Not everybody's in their best life looking to manifest another
Some
version
people have had a hard
of the
time
best life. Lots of
as
people,
well.
many people, majority of the world has had a hard time. Do you know what I mean? Is having a hard time. Wanting to, maybe people who are living in, say, rented accommodation, wanting to buy their own place, and there's not the ability to do that. And you work on manifesting that. You work on, you visualize it, it's on your vision board and everything is like that. And you may drive around looking at the places where you would like to live, and then you try and visualize how you're going to bring that abundance into your life, and you're open and you're talking to spirit and you're open, and nothing's showing up.
But I do think it's interesting if that particular person had started manifesting or wanting to set a goal of retiring at 60, if they started doing that at 40. It's sort of like me saying, planting a tree, wishing like that's only 30 centimeters tall, wishing it was 3 meters tall. And I'm like, well, it would have been if you planted it 20 years ago, kind of thing.
No.
Isn't it a tricky subject, though?
It's a very tricky subject. It's not as easy
tricky
as we
thought. Tricky.
I got it all figured out. I don't know about you ladies.
But look, honestly, I do feel this is hard mode.
But we're going out there into a world, we're talking to where not everybody is gonna have it figured out, and everybody's coming from so many different places and so many different platforms, and what we're wanting, what I'm wanting for my life is not necessarily what they're wanting for their life. Do you know what I mean? So it's, how do we answer that? Manifesting is a huge thing, and everybody likes to layer it over with, just as far as I'm concerned, just bullshit. It's a difficult thing, and it can be quite frustrating. And that's what I'm saying. Frustration isn't what gets you it. Frustration is often sometimes the blockage to actually manifesting. And sometimes it isn't showing up. I remember years ago when I was first starting out, and, it was really difficult for me, and, doing 2 different kinds of jobs or work. You're doing your 3D job and you're trying to do this. You're coming home in the evenings and this is what you're doing. But this is what I love. This is what I want to do. I don't really want to do the 3D job, but it's what's going to pay the bills. While this is. It got to a point whereby I said, you know what? You keep showing up with one client once a month. I said, and something's going to give. I said, because I'm just going to say, right, done that. And I'm just going to stick to the 3D job because this can't work. And it's so much stress, it's so much this, and maybe that's what I'm not supposed to do. So you know what? Figure it out, because I'm here and I've said that I'm available. So figure it out. There are people out there that have come into this lifetime who I consider, who have come into rendezvous with me for what it is that I have to do. We have that agreement, right? For whatever it is that I have to do, we have to find each other. And for some reason, that's not happening. So whatever game that's going on, this is how I used to get mad. I used to have conversations with God all the time. Do you know what I mean? Figure it out.
Do you ever think that you had to get to a certain point to do that, to then move forward?
Oh, listen, let me tell you something.
Like, I've had enough.
Listen, when clients turned up, right, this is a conversation. When clients started turning up, I was like, why are they calling me? I don't know what I'm
right.
See? Maybe your nervous system wasn't ready for a barrage of clients because you're like, why do they want to talk to me?
I don't know what they want. How am I going to provide all of this? Do you know what I mean? It's been years since I've done anything.
Ready, right? Like,
I'm agreeing. But you have to be. It's so, It's all of those things. How are you? Where are you? And when it does start happening, where are you? What's happening? Are you ready? So sometimes you think you are, which is what we were saying before, and actually you're not quite ready. I've had to learn over the last couple of weeks, as you guys know, about sitting in the uncomfortability of being uncomfortable, and it wasn't nice. I didn't like it. I was squirming.
I don't like it either.
I was doing everything that I could to get out of it. I was speaking to everybody in my family about it. I just wanted it to be gone. I just didn't want to be in that space anymore. And then I realized I've just got to sit in it. I've just got to sit in it and just let it be. Even though sometimes I think the dice or the game is set up against us, I think that your team, your guides, your spirits, or whatever you want to call it, I think they are always showing up for you, and they're always going to find a way to show you that it's on the way. They're always going to do that.
Well, speaking for myself, I have pretty much got whatever I've wanted, but it has literally taken almost to the day a decade longer than what I wanted to for every single thing. so much longer that I've basically, and this is the paradox, I've basically forgotten that I wanted it. And it's getting it that reminds me that I wanted it almost. It's this weird loopy thing. We're still having a human experience, and manifesting or not, it all comes down to priorities, values, and trade-offs.
At 40, you're not thinking that, well, crikey, by the time I hit 60, I know I'm going to be knackered. So actually, I really do want to retire early. Not everybody thinks like that. So there are some people that say, listen,
I've got to tell you,
55
I
and I'm out.
was literally, it got to 40 and I was like, okay, this is now the time that you have to prioritize superannuation or it's not going to add up for you.
Oh, you see, I was always that person whereby never even thought about retirement.
And then I had to change things. And it meant that I took chunks of money that I would have spent on other things like holidays, furniture, clothing, and put it in my retirement fund. And that's what I had to, and that's what I did. And it was just and that's what I mean. But I'm not, all I'm saying is that there's a concept of manifesting that is fine, but you actually have to still do the human things. Do you know what I mean? Like if you want to be a spiritual influencer, you still have to produce content. Do you know what I mean? If you want to be the world's best baker, you've still got to bake the bread. If you want to retire at 60, you're going to have to start doing something 20 years beforehand, because otherwise it just doesn't work out like that. You still have to put the work in.
I do want to say the foundation from which you do those actions is really important. And at least being content with where you are. I think contentment's underrated. When I sit here and feel into, because there are things I want, I haven't bought a house yet, so it's not like I've got it all figured out, but I feel really good about all the things that I have in my life and where I'm at. And also, we've had fires in Australia recently, people have lost their homes, and I also sit there and go, I could have all the things that are still on my list and lose them within 10 minutes.
To have them is to lose, is that risk, 100%.
There is something about being very present in the moment with what you do have. And, there are events all the time where I go, wow, like I'm so lucky. And, it's not that makes me go, okay, I don't desire anything, but it's being reflective and being truly grateful for what I do have, but still wanting the things. But are you then putting actions into place from an empowered space?
Correct.
Or are you going, or are you acting from a wounded place?
Yeah.
Because if you're doing things from a wounded place, they're not going to be in the most productive ways. And also, some of us are trial and error people. That's what I've had most of my life. A lot of things have not gone the way I wanted, but it doesn't mean that I'm failing. It's just because I needed that experience to move into whatever I am moving into.
You don't have to be a spiritual person to feel like this. This is practical, everyday kind of approach that anyone, wherever they're at in life, can meet.
Yeah, this is a lot hevier
than what you.
It's not a funny episode.
I was breathing through my frustration.
Mate, it was funnier on our WhatsApp chat before this stuff we were talking about it. I'm like, oh my God. Honestly.
No, you know what I hate? I have to say this. I breathed through, I muted my mic, I did everything. Okay, so I have a girlfriend who went to someone's house and she's like, she's so magical. She has everything she manifested. She has bay leaves. She does the candles and the crystal. And I'm like, it's decoration because she did the work, right? She put the intention. It doesn't matter putting it out there and it'll come true. It's about, okay, I want a successful business and I'm actually going to go out there and do the successful business. And guess what happens? You're successful.
Okay, I get it. But why doesn't burning the bay leaf work? Because everybody puts it out there.
Because it's a crutch.
Just to let our listeners know what the burning the bay leaf is that there is a...
You've even heard of the bay leaf?
No.
Bullshit, Rachel. Bullshit. It is a focal point to put your energy into. That's all it is, which
symbolic.
Is the same concept of manifesting, which you don't need to, as long as you are living, I'm a successful woman. Boom. Watch the magic happen.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just
Yeah,
feel like throwing the grenade
I
in
hear
is
that.
with but is everything already self-determined? So
I know, I thought
even
about that.
Oh,
Yeah, you
wow.
know, I'm
like
part of it,
thinking,
When I said,
you
you
know?
see,
I
when
don't think
I
we're
kind
going
of
there
said
today,
what I said
Rachel.
at the beginning,
never brought that back.
right? Everything went kind of like, oh my God, that's so defeated, right? Is it? Is it?
and actually none of it makes any difference at all, and we're just always on this course, and this is just the human
Just gives us
experience of
something
thinking
to
that we
do.
have sort
Yeah.
of control or free
Especially when
will,
you've come in to
and
fix
it's
the life
absolute
from
crap, and
from
it's just
1775.
Feels so
You know what I mean?
cute.
Because you know what it could be as well, that the life you came in to live, this life, you've come in to fix the life, the karmic life, if that's what you're going to go down, the road you're going to go down from 1775, and 2026 is not about, let's just say you're looking for abundance now. I'm just saying, because that's one of the biggest manifesting things that people want. This life is not about abundance. Do you remember me telling you about that guy that told me he was supposed to be like a well, he is like a he's like an intuitive kind of, like a reader, and it's like, and he does all these other stuff as well that can change your life and make things happen, stuff like that. And he said to me that I was never going to win the lottery. It's just not in my he said it's just not in my
I'm
fields.
gonna throw some bailiffs at him for you.
It's just, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Fire.
He said I was never going to win the lottery. I was quite pissed.
Have you
I'm
looked
still
in your
confident that he could say
In the
that to pretty
classic
much
sense.
everybody, and he would be accurate. But anyway,
Right.
Rachel, we don't need your negativity right now.
I'm sorry.
No, I have met someone in my life whose family won it twice.
Yeah.
See?
So
And do they maintain any of that wealth, or
I don't know them that well. I just
Did
know
they
what-
manifest that, or did they actually just go to the store and buy the ticket?
Well, that's still a manifestation.
That's still a manifestation.
No, Yana,
It's still a
do not.
manifestation, but statistically, I think it's like over 90% of people who win like millions in the lottery
Don't
blow
keep it.
through it like
In
so
within,
quickly.
I think
And
it's within like
Because
18
they've
months
still
or 2
got
years
the
or something
patterns
like
and
that.
behaviors of before, unless
Because you don't know how to
actually
handle
do the
that
work.
money. We don't know how to handle wealth. That's
I do
why
think
that happens.
nervous system regulation and behaviors are really important when it comes to manifesting, because sometimes your body can't receive what is there.
Yeah.
which can be really frustrating for somebody who just wants to do the thing.
Yeah, but Yana, I put you in the visionary category of like, you can sense it all coming. It's just not in your physical space right now. And I guess a good exercise for everyone to do is like, look at your last year. Okay. So maybe someone's had a bad last year, and I'm sorry about that if it is, and we've all had those. But look at the last year and what you've accomplished or what's been a part of it, and just reflect on maybe the good things that have happened or what you have manifested, because I bet there's a lot of them.
But
Yeah,
what about
because there's
somebody who
two
just wants to
sides
manifest
to
good health? What if somebody's in a
Oh my
really
God,
not?
eat
Well,
well.
are they
sleep well, go to
someone
the
that's
doctor.
prioritizing their health?
Yeah.
Like, is their
I'm
health
with
their
Rachel
number
on
one
that.
priority? So are they absolutely mindful of everything they're eating, drinking? Are they getting enough exercise? Are they prioritizing good sleep? Do you know what I mean? Like, because if they are, they're manifesting good health. God, I feel sounds so aggressive. I don't even know where that
Oh,
came
no,
from.
no,
That
it's
does not
true.
make sense to me. And I'm going to tell you why that does not make sense to me. Because if we come from a place of there is so that behind illnesses and diseases and things like that, there are programs and belief systems that's creating it. It doesn't matter how many vegan rolls you eat.
But it's both.
It's still going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's both, right? So there can be belief systems or
I'm just
epigenetics
asking for a
or
friend.
all the things we can talk about. No, but also there are also the actions. So if you're like, okay, I'm clearing all the programs, I'm doing all the things, but I still am not getting enough sleep or eating enough vegetables or drinking enough water. I mean, you're in a physical body, both are important, right? So you've got to back up the energetic work with the physical work. And that's why, I had someone say to me once something about, they'd asked for a recommendation for a practitioner, and they were talking about, I believe in energy work and everything starts with energy first. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, totally. But if you've got something that's densified into your physical body, you need physical actions too. It's multifaceted. There's not one answer.
And honestly, what comes up for me, Amanda, is all those programs, beliefs, whatever, are the things that are causing people to eat shit food, not exercise, not prioritize their sleep, spend too much time on their phones.
Absolutely,
Do you know
I
what I mean?
agree.
Like that's where the programs are. We should Yeah, but we should all be naturally eating well, sleeping well, prioritizing our bodies and our health. That is who we actually are. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I do
Agree.
think that it shows up.
I agree. I'm just answering the
Something else.
questions that our viewers are going to ask.
Yeah.
They'll be sitting down inside
No,
their
no,
home
no.
saying that,
And
do you know what I
look,
mean? That,
again,
you know, like I've been at this game for like 105 years and, you
yeah,
know, shit has shown up.
everyone underestimates what they can get. Everyone overestimates what they can get done in a year and underestimates what they can get done in a decade. So if you actually, like Lauren's talking about, you know, what you've got done in the last year, you go back 10 years and think honestly, the ground you've covered in 10 years. And then I dare you to go back another 10 years and have a look at that. And then again, you can see yourself, you know, try to project yourself forward and realize that you can't even imagine where you're going to be in another 10 years because 10 years ago, do you know what I mean? Like so much changes in that time. But,
You know,
yeah.
First of all, when you said, Lauren, about the visionary thing, what I actually saw was like the dangling of the carrot, where they're like trying to get the carrot, but the carrot's like attached, and they're never gonna get the carrot because it's always okay. Anyway, so it's one of those, and then the other aspect of that is because you're always looking forward, you are missing the things. For example, what has your last year been like? And that is a really important thing to not pass up, because when I think about in my last year, the things that I've done and actually have accomplished, brought to a fruition, achieved things that I've wanted for 15 years, things that I've wanted for 1 year, whatever it is. I have been so busy looking forward, that I haven't really taken the time to really appreciate and really take in and just be proud of the things that I've always wanted or that I recently wanted and celebrate that. So that is such an excellent point. And perhaps maybe when you're having moments of, okay, the universe is still and you're not getting anything, maybe that's the time to go, okay, this is my reflective period. This is my quiet period. This is my period to just be still, whatever it is, and really just celebrate what you currently have.
What was coming to me, Yana, when you were speaking was maybe you need some rest before shit about to get really busy. You know what I mean? Like maybe you need the downtime because you're going to be run off your feet for the next 5 years. Who knows? You don't know.
Listen,
Yeah,
like Amanda,
that.
when Amanda said, I watched 7 seasons of Outlander in 1 week, guilt-free. She said it guilt-free.
Did you
In that
really?
moment, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Last episode for
Do
everyone
you
who hasn't
really
watched,
have any doubt about that?
but
A
hold on.
little. I couldn't
She,
believe it.
wait. Let me finish this. Amanda said that guilt-free, like proud. Yes, I did it. I saw it. I still think about them. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing today, who they're with, you know, all that. In that moment, I thought to myself, those days, I had maybe like 5 days where I just couldn't get out of bed. My energy was so low. I was depleted. I should not feel bad about that. I should just sit there and go, okay, if today's the day where I'm just chilling out and doing nothing,
Yeah.
then today's a day where I'm proudly chilling out and doing nothing.
Yes.
Preach
And
it.
so
You're definitely allowed to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, we give you if you want a note for your boss, your family, we'll write one for you. We'll put one on
Yeah,
the website.
we will.
Yeah. That's very, very true. Look at the hard time we give ourselves. Literally.
Yeah.
But
The
also,
hard time that we
it's
give
it's
ourselves.
conditioning from society that we should always be doing. You know, that's just part of the fabric of the matrix, right? Do.
And that's the
You
thing
know,
that we
what
have to
happens if we
learn how
rest?
to be. And that's the difficult thing, because that's what the universe is actually listening to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it all. I'm always doing. And so the universe goes, okay, if you're doing it all,
Yeah, we
then
give you more of doing.
When I had a session at one point was with a channeler, they're like, you're a human being, not a human doing.
How long did that sink in before you're like, well, I got shit to do, so I gotta go?
5.49.
Like an hour. Because for me, when things get busy, they're like at maximum. And when things are quiet, they're at like deafening quiet. And so it's really hard to, you know, I'm all in or all out, the way was it the bag of chips? The way we eat our snacks, I'm all in or I'm all out. Complete personality. And that is how the universe also shows it for me too.
The thing that I always end with, especially if it's been a session in a sense about manifesting or even things like that, or they've asked for something, I always say, look for evidence. I always say it. And I'm telling you now, it will show up in ways that you least expect. Just look, just feel for it. And if there's something that you're asking for, that you're wanting, sometimes when you do that, just double check, double back on yourself and say, how am I feeling? How am I feeling about this? What's happening in my body, or what's happening? Just get quiet just for a moment and what's happening. And those maybe uncomfortable feelings or those tail enders that you might have, you have to deal with them. You have to deal with them. Very often we bury our heads in the sand. We bury our heads in the sand and we don't really look at those uncomfortable feelings or those thoughts that come up in us and all of that kind of stuff. You have to look at them and say, okay, how am I going to deal with this? Because this is really what's blocking what's actually coming towards you. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we hope we
It
haven't
really
created
isn't what.
anxiety for anybody listening to this today. And so let's just shut it down, ladies.
I was about to say, I dare you to make funny reels out of this, Yana.
Everyone who's listening, watching, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to our content. It is the best way to support us. If you're interested in a reading, a healing, a guided meditation session, a light body activation, you want to just pull your hair out with Rachel as she listens to us, head on over to yoursoulwisdomshow.com. We thank you for allowing us to create this beautiful space, and we hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.